I know I've yapped a lot about Roblox, but oh well, I'm gonna keep doing it. It's one of the biggest platforms on the planet that's used predominantly by children, and it has a huge glaring issue that every single human being with a functioning frontal lobe on the planet can recognize, except for the company itself. Predators. For years, there have been innumerable cases of pedophiles utilizing that platform to prey on children, and Roblox Corp itself just doesn't do enough. It's been a huge criticism shared by tons and tons of people. And the CEO, Dave Baszucki, is so out of touch that he always minimizes how big of a problem this is and instead will shift the focus to making Roblox a dating platform, which is so laughably tone deaf it would be comical if it wasn't so depraved and so degenerate. And that's not a joke. He is always talking and preaching the gospel about how he wants Roblox to be a dating platform, even in the midst of stories like what we're about to cover right now with kidnapping. Children being kidnapped from people they met through Roblox. There have been so many cases of predators using Roblox and going unpunished by Roblox, by the way. Some of these pedophiles that got arrested didn't even get banned on Roblox, by the way. It's just a huge issue that for some reason this company cannot recognize, and they just do not do enough to ensure the safety of the children that use their platform.
This Omaha native is in a Georgia jail tonight accused of abducting a pair of sisters.
Well, the young girls are home safe in Florida tonight. Deputies say a 19-year-old, Sarah Mulasse, met them on the online gaming platform Roblox.
How many times have you heard of stories just like this one? If you only had $1 for every time this happened, you'd be able to rival Dave Baszucki's multi-million-dollar salary. It is fucking disgusting how common this seems to be, and again, how hands-off Roblox seems to be with safety of its users. They don't really appear to do a whole lot, even though they oftentimes try to flex their new AI moderation tools and shit like that. It's clearly not working. The best they do is maybe get tongue sahur to make a statement saying, hey, talking to strangers is bad. And they're like, well, we did all we could.
It started online. Martin County Sheriff John Butensieg telling us 2 young girls from Indiantown began talking with a man through the game Roblox.
From that gaming app, these girls were then moved from Roblox over to Snapchat.
This is the standard procedure here from the pedophile playbook. So in this case, Sarah Mulasse met the victims on Roblox and then got them to a different platform in order to chat further and groom them and then eventually kidnap them. Now, historically, Roblox likes to just put in this hard line in the sand well, off our platform, not our problem. Not on our plate, not anymore. Now you deal with that mess over there. Recent times, though, they've started to try and do a little bit more to stop that off-platform transition from happening from Roblox to Discord in a lot of cases. In this case, it was Snapchat. But again, they're clearly not doing enough, and I understand, and this is something I've said every time I've talked about this, that at Roblox's scale, where it's one of the biggest games in the world, millions and millions and millions of players every single day, I know how difficult it would be to moderate that and ensure this kind of thing is impossible to happen. I get that. But it just feels like safety isn't an actual priority of this company. And it oftentimes feels like they're at odds with people on the platform that try and police it themselves, notably with Schlep, where, I already talked about this, I won't just regurgitate the whole story, but there are people that actively try and get pedophiles arrested after, catching them on Roblox. And Roblox themselves has a huge problem calling them, vigilantes that they don't, sign off on, and would rather they work collaboratively with Roblox. But the thing is, when people do try to work collaboratively with Roblox to catch bad people like this, Roblox does not give them the tools, the access, or the support in order to help them with those investigations or help them, they don't actually take in the information to do anything on their own, which is why people like Schlep or others that catch predators on Roblox take matters into their own hands. Or even local law enforcement at times have stepped in and arrested these predators way before Roblox does. It just seems like Roblox isn't taking the issue seriously. It doesn't feel like they view it as this huge problem that it actually is.
Soon, gifts like food began showing up at the home.
All these things I just mentioned were indicative of what we believe to be a grooming process that the suspect was doing with these young girls.
The sheriff says Mulase was the man on the other side of the phone, but that changed on Saturday.
Our suspect left Omaha, Nebraska, and drove straight through, we believe, to Indiantown, arriving January 31st, Saturday.
This revolting freak drove like 23 straight hours to kidnap these children. So apparently they had been communicating for a little while. He was even sending like food to their house, apparently. Guess he was just like ordering them Domino's or something, fucking box of chocolates, whatever. Then it eventually culminated with him making that 23-hour drive down there. I guess he was probably practicing in some Roblox driving simulators or something to endure the long straight shot. So he got there, kidnapped these children, and drove off.
Soon came a 911 call from the family of the 12 and 15-year-old sisters. They were missing.
We were dealing with a type of abduction. I know these girls went willingly, but their age suggested that they had been taken and were probably being removed from our area.
Yes, it is still kidnapping, even if the victims went willingly. They are children. This was an adult that came there, picked them up, and took them away from their parents. That is a textbook case of kidnapping.
Several hours later, and officials in Georgia spotted the suspect's vehicle on I-75, finding the girls safely inside.
These are young, impressionable girls who might have thought this would just be something fun to do. But again, we're dealing with a grown man that drove all the way from another state, an individual they never met in person, picked them up, and we really don't know what he was going to do.
He's exactly right. This is a very scary situation here, and unfortunately one that seems to be not super unusual when it comes to this platform. Roblox has had many cases like this, and luckily they were able to find the vehicle and save the kids from this predator here, because who knows what could have happened, but it wouldn't have been good. This is fucking terrifying. It's every parent's worst nightmare, and it's something that has been happening on a platform, Roblox, which is told parents for years that it's a really safe place for their kids to be, but that's just not the reality of it.
KETV reached out to Roblox. The company says it's investigating this incident and will continue to strengthen protections to keep users safe.
Hollow words, same song and dance Roblox always says when something like this happens. Dave Baszucki notably hasn't made a statement because he's probably too busy trying to figure out a way of weaseling in a prediction market to Roblox to keep kids fucking gambling on there. Which is, by the way, is something he actually teased on a little segment where someone jokingly brought up prediction markets, and he's like, well, actually, that's a really good idea. So maybe that's Dave Baszucki's next priority, aside from making it a dating platform. Anyway, though, fact of the matter is, this keeps happening with Roblox, and it's fucking sickening. Anyway, just wanted to yap about it a little bit. That's it. See ya.